Hello, everyone. This is Jewel Diamond Taylor, the Success Navigator. I'm here in Washington, D.C., my birthplace. I was fortunate to be invited to speak as the guest speaker for NABA, which is the National Association of Black Accountants. And I'm sitting here now with Kim Washington after a wonderful brunch, the networking, the fellowship, the live jazz, the beautiful scenery. And Kim walked over to introduce herself to me because we talked about the fact that somebody probably in the audience needs to write a book. And so she came to share that with me. But first of all, thank you so much, Kim, for taking the time with me this afternoon. You are a CPA?
Yes.
And how long have you been a CPA?
Oh, since college.
Since college.
Mm-hmm.
Do you love it?
Okay,
all right, that was honest. That was honest.
The bills.
It pays the bills. Well, that's
Mm-hmm.
good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
But you have an interesting side story that really captivated me.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell my audience what life transition you're going through right now?
Okay. A year ago, actually, last Sunday, my sister, 31 years old, passed away from breast cancer. She had two little boys, a 6-year-old, who at the time they were 5 and 8. That now I am raising. She asked me the week before she passed if I would care for them. She actually was diagnosed about a year and a half before and continued to lead a full life, was very vibrant. Most people didn't even know she had
What
cancer.
type of cancer did she have?
It was called inflammatory breast cancer.
Oh, wow.
And it was pretty, we're told that it's a very aggressive form of breast cancer that affects a lot of young black women. So she went to chemo every Friday. My mom went with her. She still went out, had a good time. After chemo, she would go back to work. I mean, just very healthy.
Yes.
Never had any surgeries, anything. So about 3 months before she passed, she developed a brain tumor. And the cancer had spread to her lung and her liver. So it was really in the end her liver cancer that took over. And it just weakened her to the point where there was nothing else the doctors could do. So a week before she passed, I was actually at the time, now prior to all of this, I was single, loved to travel. My name on Facebook is Kim Travelover Washington.
Okay, very independent.
I was actually working on a contract assignment in California.
What part?
Santa Barbara.
Okay.
Yes, beautiful.
I know.
So on March 18th, the doctors told my mom that she wasn't going to make it. If anyone wanted to see her, they should come now, while she was still able to appreciate them and see them herself.
31 years
31.
old.
It was a month before her 32nd birthday.
My goodness.
So on March 18th, 2011, I packed my bags and I left California and I went back to Connecticut. That's where she lived, in Hartford, Connecticut.
All right.
Really to spend whatever moments I had left with her. The next day, March 19th, she completed her will and testament and named me guardian of her 2 children. And the day before, on Friday, my mother had told me that she wanted me to raise them. And it was overwhelming. I mean, we've always had a very close relationship. I've always been in their lives.
Yes.
They call me Auntie KK. You know, since birth, I'd always been, even though I'm in D.C., I go home all the time. And I had a very close relationship with them. The year before, they had even come and spent 2 weeks in the summer with me. So we had a good relationship already. And, you know, my mom she's raised her children already. So my sister apparently felt I was the best person for the task.
So your life took a turn.
It took a 180.
Yes. And I don't know if you know, Kim, but I wrote a book called Shift, S-H-I-F-T.
No, I didn't.
Shift happens.
Yes.
And there was a shifting in your life, and you made a sacrifice.
Yes.
You said yes.
Yes.
And your life just turned around 360 degrees. And now you don't travel as much. You have 2 little lives that you're responsible for. You became an instant parent.
Yes, and I refer to myself as instant mom because that's exactly what happened. So the day that she actually passed, I sat by her bedside, and there was just the 2 of us in the room, and she had taken a turn for the worse. She was semi-conscious, kind of in and out of it, and we knew, they had told us the day before it could be any day, and that she would go in her sleep. So I sat by her bedside, and I told her, I said, Crystal, you fought a good fight, you know, you fought a good fight. Yeah, and I said, I'm going to say a prayer. I closed my eyes and I prayed. I said, Lord, if this is your will, let your will be done. I said, I'm going to miss my sister dearly, but I don't want her to suffer. And then I told her, I said, Crystal, the boys are going to be in good hands.
Oh.
They're going to travel the world.
Oh.
They're going to go to Aruba and Maui because that's where I go
Can
every
you
couple
imagine
of
what
years.
peace you gave her
Yeah.
spirit?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So about 20 minutes later, I watched her take her last breath.
You know, that's a very similar story of my mom. My mother had breast cancer, and then it spread to the liver, and she too went under sleep. We were there to usher her to the other side and give her permission to slip away, because they tend to linger on for
Yeah.
us. But when we can give them that permission to go to the Father and to slip into glory, what a wonderful way to say goodbye. What a privilege it is to usher them over and to let them know that her children are going to be okay.
Yeah. So it was one of the darkest days of my life.
I'm
for
sure
It was really hard.
And I'm sure the children have brought some light into your life, some joy into your life,
Oh,
and some
we need some.
challenges into your life.
Yes.
So this is the impetus for you wanting to write a book.
Yes.
And I think that your book would be so needed. I think it would be such a great instrument, such a great resource for countless women and men that have become instant parents. I want you to write that book.
Okay.
I want you to do that. I want you to connect with my publisher, Unlock Publishing, and get that book done, because I feel so strongly in my spirit that it would be an instant bestseller.
Wow.
That it would be a great source of inspiration. And the good thing about it, Kim, is that when you write to bless and encourage other people, it's going to bless and encourage you. And you're going to find a strength you never knew that you had. Yes, your lifestyle has changed, but they're only going to be children for a short span, and they'll be
Right.
adults soon.
Right.
But the sacrifice that you're making now, I know God is going to richly reward that. You're going to need to find other parents that you can network with and get ideas on parenting, disciplining,
Okay.
nutrition. How do you balance so that you still have some me time?
Right.
How do you deal with any resentment or any overwhelming stress factors, because you have to now become a parent that has to discipline and has to know how to say no.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a challenge for me too, because
Yes.
I've always been the fun Auntie
Yeah.
KK.
No, you're not the
and
fun
now I'm
auntie
the
anymore.
crack the whip.
Yes.
Auntie KK.
Well, Kim, this has been such a joy interviewing you.
Thank
I
you so
thank you so
much.
much for your time
Okay.
and for your heart and your spirit. And I look forward to you getting that book off the presses real soon.
Okay.
All right.
What did they say?
And
Speak it
Speak it.
and believe it and claim it.
That's right.
All
That's
right.
right. God bless you, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I want to give you a hug because you are an amazing, phenomenal woman.